What's up, everybody? I'm your boy, Baybrotha, and I just wanted to address cordial discussion because everybody has their opinion and their perspective, and I just want to say that we are all, I assume, hoping for a better condition for our people. My perspective is that we have been failed by those who we support for a very long time. And I could tell you, based off of my perspective and my history, I grew up in extreme poverty and violence. I've seen the worst. I've been through so much. I left home at 13, never been back. And I never had any mentors. All my mentors was pimps, players, drug dealers, and killers, quite literally. And that's my family and my friends. So when I left home, I bounced around a lot, And so this kind of explains why I have the rebellious attitude. Like, I really don't care what other people think about my opinion. But, at the same time, we are all students of life. When you feel like you're so smart that your opinion is superior to your brother's opinion, you kind of put yourself in a hole. You box yourself in mentally. I've been, it's no secret that I've taken a more conservative stance this time around. But my entire life, I've been very kind of, liberal. I voted Democrat since, I voted for Clinton. I voted for Obama both times. But over time, I began to connect the dots on why we stay in a perpetual state of poverty. Is it by mistake? Are we that stupid as people that we cannot climb out of this perpetual state of poverty? And I don't believe that. I believe that we've been lulled into a sleep, and some of us are waking up. Some of us are waking up, and it's good to see that. It's good to see that people can have some discourse. But what I'm running into is a liberal mindset that is your way or no way. And that's not any kind of way to be. You know what I mean? My perspective is that we have been failed. We've given our love and our support to a particular party and an ideology that has failed us. You think about where we were. Even in the times of the worst racism and the Jim Crow, even during those times, what did we have? We had a lot. We had family. We had respect amongst ourselves. We had self-love. You know what I mean? We were able to unify behind our leaders then because we all had a common goal, and that was freedom and equality. Right? And today, everything that we once were is completely flipped. It's completely flipped. You look at our communities, the lack of economic prosperity, the lack of quality education. And in this society, education is the key to rising above poverty. So why is it that all of our schools fail over half of our children? Why are our schools so poorly funded? In this day and age, and we have all these advocates. We have these black mayors, these black city council people, black politicians, and with all of what we have, we still maintain the highest level of poverty and violence and all the ills of society. We lead number one. At what point do we say there is a problem with our leadership? Our homes are largely run by single mothers. Our culture has been flipped upside down. Once we used to sing about love and happiness. We used to be a loving people. And then you listen to what, the culture is today amongst our young people. I mean, and then I have to say this too, this is why I'm really kind of against the liberal ideology, because they profess their friendship. They say that, we are your friends, reject the conservative idea and nationalism and all that. But at the same time, I see so much disrespect. There's a liberal entertainment industry that defiles our image and our name, that allows our young people to be exposed to the most vile music and ideals coming from Hollywood. They really have destroyed the image of our men, and they've created so much dissent amongst us. And so here we are now, when we can't even have intelligent political discourse without one feeling superior to another. You know what I mean? So, I've been called, it kind of blows my mind, because if you know who I am and you know what I stand for, I am all about my people. I'm all about empowering my people. I'm an artist. And my music is socially conscious, if you want to call that. I just call it keeping it real. I got songs called You're a Man Now, Be a Man, Black Love USA, We Need More Love, I Can't Win Alone, My Father's Son, Son's Father. And these are really good songs with really strong messages, and this is what I'm about. And then so for someone because I am leaning towards a more conservative view, to say that I'm a coon or I'm a sellout or I'm a joker or a clown, this is a sucker's mentality. I'm a soldier for my people. I don't sell out for my people. I could have, I got family high in the music industry, and I could have sold my soul if I wanted to. But what did I do? I came and I put my own record out, the Serious album, and it's a serious album, because I refuse to sell my soul and sell my people out so I can be on top of the world. I'm not that kind of dude. I've created opportunities for people. I've had a business, employed 20 of my brothers and sisters for quite some time. And so my whole thing is, we have to learn how to stop being so divisive. You got East versus West, Blood versus Crip, my block versus your block, light skin versus dark skin, and we have Republican versus Democrat. But we are all brothers, but we are all coming from different ideologies and different perspectives and different backgrounds. I came from the gutter, and with my hustle and my work, I've been able to navigate through all kind of different levels of society. There's some people that's been born with privilege of our own people, and they have a different outlook on life. Accountability, education. Those are the two key elements. We have to be accountable for our actions today. And we have to understand that in this society, education is the key. If you want to win, you have to have knowledge. And if you're going to schools that fail your people consistently, your children are consistently being suspended and placed in special ed, the pipeline to prison. And that's a real thing. The government actually funds prisons based on third grade test scores. That's a real thing. And so you wonder why there's so many of us in prison. So many of our young people roaming the streets lost, on drugs, suicidal. Because what are we offering them? Division, dissent. We got to do better. Black man to black man, if you have a liberal agenda, but your agenda is to actually see our people uplifted and empowered, figure out how you can work with another brother that has a conservative agenda, because his view is the same. He wants to see black people economically prosperous. He wants to see black people free of oppression. But there's a lot of money in oppression. There's a lot of money in poverty. Open your eyes and you understand that. And this is why you see a perpetual state of poverty in our communities. So, instead of, feeling like you have to be on a high horse and you have to have a superior view, figure out how can you work with your brothers, even if you feel like your views might be better than their views, because they might feel the same. But at the end of the day, we are all students of life. We are all students of life. And if you feel like you stop learning because you know everything, then you got a problem, my friend. Because I'm learning something new every day. Now, if your arguments are articulated well, and you can bring them to me in a sense that, in a way that I can say, okay, I can see why you feel that way. Because that's the kind of guy I am. That's why I have learned as much as I've learned, and I know as much as I know, because I'm always trying to get better. Because once upon a time, I was a real rough cat. You know what I mean? And today, I live my life trying to be as righteous as I can as a man. For my people, for my kids, for my family, for my community. So this is a message to all my brothers, no matter on what ideology you're rocking with. Figure out ways that you can come to the meeting of the minds. Intelligent dialogue. And you don't have to be, you don't have to use that, foul language or disrespect. You know what I mean? Because, I'm not that dude. You know what I mean? And I don't get upset. And I don't get angry. I don't want to fight you and shit like that. No, that's not me. But what I do want to see is I want to see you open up your mind, expand your mind, and learn how to look at situations from other people's perspective, because my perspective, I guarantee, ain't like your perspective. There's a lot of cats that grew up like I grew up and have the same view I got. There's a lot of cats that grew up like I grew up and have a different view, but they still my brother, and I'm gonna treat them with respect on that level. You understand? So this message to all my brothers: let's figure out how we can get from the boot of oppression from our neck. And even if that oppression looks like it's a friend, even if that oppression says they're our friend, even if we are ingrained in that profession and we see our own kin with our skin in that profession or in that group or in that ideology, we still have to recognize if it's not benefiting us, then we have to reject it. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it don't benefit our community, we have to reject it. We have to come up with a different system if it ain't working for us. You know what I mean? And so there it is. If you got something to contribute, something positive to contribute, and we can, dialogue on an intelligent level, then let's do that. But, calling me names, man, I mean, it's easy through here. It's easy through here. You understand? But, calling brothers names because they ain't like you, that's not the business. My name's Akil, A-K-I-L-L, keeping it real. Peace out.